All right, everybody, welcome back to Southern Train Productions. Unfortunately, the audio on the first little bit of this video completely just was trash. I didn't realize that my scanner app, which here at the house we actually broadcast the Norfolk Southern Railway, and it covers like probably close to 100 miles. And it was going through my phone, so it sounded like crap. So if you guys are wondering what we're doing in this video right now is we're taking all the extra building materials that we have laying around, and we're going to haul them to the north end of the track. So the north end has been neglected, mainly just because we've had the garden up there, and really it's in bad shape. We need to fix it. So here comes a train right now. That's why you hear that. And what we're going to do is we're going to haul all this material up there. And it turns out to be a really heavy train. So let's get to where we're hauling it up, and then how we implement it. So, like I said, unfortunately the audio was messed up, but it does give me a chance to kind of look back and show you guys what I'm doing. So, all of this gravel is stuff that I bought, 2 years ago, and it's just not being used. And what I'm going to do is eventually plant grass and make it look good and sow it back, and eventually I might build some kind of landscaping and stuff in there. And instead of just carrying buckets to the top end, I figured we might as well haul it and make a video. So right here we're fully loaded, and we're going to go into the building and make sure that the switch is throwed, and then we're going to go to the north end, and it should be really good. All right, so you guys see here, we are lined out 1-to-1. We're ready to go. And it starts out really, really slick, and it's because I didn't realize that my traction tires were just trash. Like, they were garbage. Later on, we get it going. But this thing made it, and it made it on its own power. It took a while, but we got up there. It was so heavy. I just want to show you guys how slick and heavy this is. These things are struggling. Of course, the rails are wet, and I freshly no-walked to them last night, so they're greasy. Ooh-wee. They put their lids back on. All right, guys, so we're going to build this right quick. Boom. See? Yeah, if you guys hear like the radio feed come in, that is from I've got a Norfolk Southern, or I've got a train antenna that picks up Norfolk Southern Greenville District, and it'll pick up most. So it'll pick up the Eddyville subdivision. It's pretty cool. How long before we get away from down there, guys? I'll put a link to how to listen to this, and I'm gonna cut it off here in a minute so you guys don't hear it.
Can you start out when you get by the 13 or so? That 24, we can come join you there on that way
over. Here we go. Let's load these engines up pretty slow. Boy, these things are heavy. The wheel slip is unreal. I'm gonna try to get the wheel slip out of the strain. And it doesn't help that the rails are soaked. I might go get my air blower and cheat a little bit and dry these things, because I know it's not good for it to sit there and wheel slip. Man, it's heavy. If we just get enough speed to get up there, would be good. But yeah, I'm gonna go blow them off. So in the meantime, I went ahead and got some refreshened up, just a little bit of a mulch out here. Looks good. Cut the grass. Just waiting on the line to dry a little bit. We're going to put this thing in motion. Bring in the power slower. Try to keep from getting wheel slip. Sounding good so far. Slow it down just a little bit. Keep from getting real bad wheel slip. So unfortunately we just stalled out on the steepest part of the grade, so we're going to try to bring this train north. Hopefully it'll do it without needing help. We might have to bring it down just a little bit to get momentum. Oh, this thing's heavy. This is by far the heaviest train that I have ever built. And these rails are slick. I mean, they are slick. I just put no-ox on them yesterday, so they do have a little bit of grease effect to them, and it's wet. All right, we're in notch 8. We can just bring the power up without tripping the circuit breaker. Oh, yep, right there. We just overamped it. That's nuts. So this sucker is definitely drawing some amperage. I should put my other transformer in parallel with this. I might have to do that to get it enough amps to get up here. I'm gonna try to get this thing over the hill. We can. She's digging. Stalled again. I don't know if our DP's online. I'm gonna have to reset everything right quick. I think it's online. Oh man, heck of a train. We really need one more on the front end to pull this thing up. We just pulled the train apart. Damn, right there. Yeah, this thing is heavy. It's actually sliding down grade right now. Whoa. Let's fix this. Not even gonna lie, this thing is so heavy. It just ripped the train apart right there, and this consist, this whole, everything was sliding down and the wheels were not turning. That's how heavy it is on this hill. We're gonna try to bring it up though. Bring the power in slow. Come on, baby. Oh, we got a car off. There it is. Dang it. Okay. Woo. Well, we found that. If we can just get it over this crest, we're good. Man, I'm gonna get my direction to turn. Why it's not reversing, or why it's not going forward. Right now we're probably sitting at about 5% grade. We've managed to crawl it up this far, and I can see it, everything is just slipping. I mean, we don't have sand. That's the problem. Come on, baby. Oh, we got a car on the ground. Got a car on the ground. There's been some drama trying to get this train up the hill. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, let's bring the power in, slow it down, bring the power in, slow it down. What a climb! Jeez. We're definitely gonna have to put some new traction tires on everything today. We're going to slow down because this is where our washout is. But I don't know if you guys can tell, like the engines have rolled over right here, and it's just due to a lack of ballast and material to actually hold this track up. So we're going to start actually right now. We're going to try to use this to support the train. We got to bring our next car around. Oh yeah, that engine's lean in. Yeah, see the severity of the lean? It's got negative lean in it, or negative, what they call super leveling. I think the engine just went offline. Yep. Alright, now I gotta do some more work. I'm actually gonna not film some of this so I can use both hands to fix it. But you guys got the idea. Alright guys, so look at here. Right now we've got the bricks placed, and y'all are probably wondering how I'm gonna dump this rock, but fortunately I'm just gonna have to cheat because we don't have like dumping cars. And see how out of level that track was. It's not good. Sometimes you gotta cheat, but it worked. I mean, this consist would have pulled everything. This train would have pulled everything up there if I wouldn't have greased the rails last night. And like I said, I don't do it but about once or twice a year. And whenever I do it, eventually when the sun hits it, it almost creates like a really hard film, and it's super, super tacky. It's got a lot of grip, and but in between that period in which you have grip and you don't have grip, it's just slick. I mean, it's like baby oil slick. So, you know, that's your problem. We gotta get some ballast on the inside right here. Train ought to start running a lot better now that we've dumped the loads, but now we've got all heavies in the back. But we do have the DPUs to kind of balance out the power. Got a really bad swag right there we want to fix too. This thing's still heavy, God almighty. See, it's low right there, bad. Probably gonna leave that car last to dump. That way that DPU has something heavy to push against. See how low that track is? Woo, man. Yeah. Engine went offline because it sunk right there. Trying to really control the train right here. Real slow because all of this gravel is going here. Alright, heck yeah guys, it was a struggle, but we got it. Looking good. I just want you guys to see how like leaned over it is. That's what we're out here trying to fix, is all the sunken, because these trains have now ran so much that you know, the ballast is starting to sink, and that's what we're fixing. So I'm gonna get all this gravel dumped and placed, and then we're gonna take the train back south, and we might make another load of just gravel. By then, it should be pretty dry outside, and we'll have a lot more tractive effort on the rails. All right, so our train's reassembled. I didn't film like taking the cars off and re-leveling everything, but it actually turned out really well. And I just kind of take my feet and pack it in here. And what I'll do today is I'll just keep running the train, and as the gravel settles, I'll reform it. We're a little light still here, and then right up here. But like I said, we still have one load of gravel on the DP end, and that'll just give that engine something to push Because if we don't do that, it will push that car off and then we have a mess. So let's get this train back south. And I've got to turn, wait a minute, I think that engine might be knocked off. Could be. That engine does that. Nope, it's on. We're just gonna take this contest easy because now we're light. And we've got all that DP power, so it could push through. We gotta be really easy with our train right now because now we got them DPs that are absolutely throwing the power to it. Even though these are pulling, you've got all that force that's on these middle cars, and it just still throw them off the tracks if you're not careful with the train. So it's a balance. We got some really bad low spot there where that Union Pacific's coming through there. We got to bring some gravel up for it. Nice. It's been a pretty rough day on the railroad. Challenging, but fun. Boys, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty hard on the train. So we actually finished off this rear truck, so we just got a brand new one. Also, we're gonna go ahead and put traction tires on everything, because these are old traction tires. We're gonna go ahead and retire everything, and we're gonna attempt this again. I didn't realize how slick they were. Like, they're pretty shot. And I've got enough traction tires to redo everything. And we might as well do it. Probably won't make it as heavy because we don't want to destroy our investments, but we do want to make some good content. So let's do that. All right, guys, so we did a little bit of power shuffling. I went ahead and loaded up the cars with our last load of gravel. And we're going to take this thing up the line. We've got 2x2. We got this train together. We're in Legacy now. We were in TMCC on the other one. I went ahead and put brand new traction tires on all of our power. I wiped the rails down really good. I noticed it did have a good bit of grease on them. A little bit more than I normally put. It does help with the rust, but right now there's plenty enough on there to not have to worry about anything. Everything's coated enough for probably the rest of the year, for at least another 9 months. So let's get this thing on up the rail. See, we've got plenty tractive effort now, and even less power. Everything's loaded down, taking this sucker north. Now that's the difference in having good traction tires. Look at there. Now we are still struggling just a little bit to get over the hill. It's very heavy right here. I mean, it's incredibly heavy. I'm gonna back the power off just a little bit. I don't want to stall it out, but I don't want to wheel slip as much as I am. The GP30 does really good, but I don't think it's nearly as fast as these 6-axles are, so it does kind of bind it up just a little bit. Oh, come on, you got it. Look at there, guys. Sometimes you just have to call the power desk, switch things around, get maintenance out, work on some engines. Let's see here. How do we want to do this train? Because we got to start dumping our gravel like through here. Incredible. You can still hear some wheel slip, but not as bad as it was. I think what I'm going to do is run this thing around and just pull the cars from this straightaway over here. Look at there, no problem at all. Sometimes you just got to drop back and punt, look at all your options, figure out what the problem actually is, and this thing will do it. Every one of these gondolas are loaded. Loaded down really good. Oh, it hit that grit over there. I didn't wipe that darn grit up. But we just put that new balance down. What a moron. Yeah, it's completely offline on the top end. Yep. I'm gonna get this cleaned up. All right, guys, so we got this train running around here. I just had to wipe a little bit of the grit off. That's one thing that will stop these trains is the grit. My God, you get the grit on there, it's game over. So I'm gonna take this ballast, fix these spots. I'm not gonna film it because we've already filmed some. I'm gonna fix a low spot there. And guys, I think it'll wrap this video up once we see what the end result looks like. All right, guys, so we're making our way back south. Everything's beautiful and level up there, fixed, much better. We're gonna get this train here back in the yard, get all of these cars stored again. We'll see you guys on the next one. We'll do this again for sure. This was fun. A little bit aggravating in the beginning while it was still wet and slick out here, but man, we could probably do this all day. But I don't really know of anywhere else that needs gravel at the moment. So we'll do another maintenance away video pretty soon. So see you guys on the next one.